We're going to build a lather with nothing but bloom water coming up next. Hi YouTubers and wet shavers everywhere, it's Mark with GeorgeToon.com. I'm back with another video. Great to see you again. Thanks so much for stopping by and sharing your time with me. I really do appreciate it. Love getting together with you and talking all things traditional wet shave. This time around, we're going to build a lather with nothing but bloom water. Hey, before we get to that, if this is your first visit to the channel, welcome. Make yourself at home. Check out all the other videos, and also please consider subscribing. I welcome your company and your comments. Well, during the Monday morning mailbag, we have had these discussions regarding building a lather with nothing but bloom water. That is, just taking some hot water, throwing it on top of that soap puck, letting it sit there, and then taking that water only, putting it into your shaving bowl and building a lather that way. You're not loading the brush from the soap puck. You're just using that bloom water. That's what we're going to do in this video. Now, I have taken Sterling Barbershop Tallow Soap. This is a tallow-based shave soap, Sterling Barbershop, and I've put some hot water on top of the puck, and I've let it sit there for 10 minutes. I also have my Paul Gruner shaving bowl that came from Jimmy V Photography. Thank you again very much, Jimmy. And we're going to use that to build a lather because it fits nicely in the hand. I can hold it up to the camera. And that rim that folds over will help keep that lather, maybe some of that liquid in also. We're also going to be using a brand new shave knot that came from viewer Alex Lopez. This is a Maggard Razor synthetic shave knot, 28 millimeter. I'll get you the link below. This is their white synthetic shave knot. They also have a black and white synthetic shave knot, 28 millimeter. And Alex very, very kindly sent it along to the channel. And we have installed that into our Timeless Razor brush handle. That brush handle that will accommodate different shave knots from 20 millimeters to 28 millimeters instantly. It's absolutely fantastic. I'll have a link to that below as well. We have that soaking in the sink, so we're not going to dump the bloom water in the sink. We're going to dump it right into the lathering bowl. I do have some hot water in the shave bowl, as I would when I start off any of my shaves. So we're going to take that right now and we're going to dump that into the sink, and we'll have a little bit of water, just a few drops left in there. And here is the bloom water from the Sterling shave soap. We're going to dump that right in to the shave bowl like that. All right, get those last few drops in there. Okay, see? Nothing there. We're going to set that aside, and I've got nothing but bloom water in there. Can you see that? Nothing but bloom water. We're going to go ahead and we're going to take this brush. It's the first time I'm doing this, so I'm going to give this a pretty good wring because I don't think I'm going to need any extra water in there. I'm going to give a little bit of a shake, and we're going to go ahead and just start making. I'm just going to let that brush drink up that water there a little bit, and we're going to go ahead and show you from time to time what we got going on here. It's starting to get, well, it's still kind of soupy, but there are some bubbles forming, and I'm going to go a little more vigorous rotation here of the shave brush. Now it's starting to get kind of bubbly there. Can you see that? Kind of bubbly on the brush. All right, this might take a couple of minutes, to be honest with you. Okay, it's starting to become a little more dense. Here we go, a little more dense. I don't know if you can see that. A little more dense. Some of it is spilling over because it's so liquid. We're going to go ahead and just keep. You can see how it's spilling over a little bit because it is rather soupy. I'm holding it over the sink. Can you hear that? That's okay. It's going to take a while here. We're just going to keep doing this. You know what? Maybe I should have just used a little bit of the bloom water, not all of it. I don't know. It's the first time I'm doing this. Oh man, this is starting to develop now. We're going to go a little faster rotation here. Here we go, a little faster. Trying to hold this over the sink so it doesn't splatter all over the counter. Okay, this is getting, see that? It's getting a little thicker. My gosh, this is starting to work. This is starting to work. I'm going to get heaps of lather here, I think. My gosh. Okay, look. It's starting to work. Let's see what kind of yogurty, creamy consistency we can get from this. Obviously, I'm not adding any water. I'm just using a little bit of friction here from the brush on the sides of the shave bowl. There is some indentation, that sort of thing. Some raised patterns and ridges on the inside of the shave bowl. I don't want to say indentation. Some raised patterns on the shave bowl that allow you to get a little bit of resistance and friction to help make this lather. Look at this. Look at what I got here. Look at this. Can you see this here? Man, oh man, oh man. This is pretty darn good. Now it's not quite as creamy and as thick and as dense as I want it. It's getting there. I would say another minute of doing this will get it there. Okay, I'm going to hold it down here. And then I'll show you the final result here. So really good brush and knot to choose here. Look at this. Look at this. Okay, it's not as dense as from a brush load. It's getting there. I would say, okay, here's what I'm going to do right here. Let me open this up. Alexa, set a timer for 1 minute.
1 minute, starting now.
Okay, so we're going to go 1 minute. I'm going to wait for Alexa to tell me when 1 minute is. I'm going to go 1 minute, so hang in there with me. Alexa, stop timer. Okay, that's been the minute that I was looking for. Thanks for hanging in there with me. And check that out. Look at that. Boom! Lather! Wow! That is really, that's, that's amazing. Now, it takes a lot more agitation and a lot more stirring and agitation and working the brush in the bowl, that sort of thing, to get this just from the bloom water only. And I think I used probably more bloom water than I should have. I probably put more water on the puck than I should have. The process would have been shorter if I would have maybe put half that amount on the puck. That's what I'm thinking. Still would have gotten some nice bloom water. And I'm thinking, you know, put a little bit of water on the puck and then agitate that, and I think you'll get a lather faster. Now, it appears to be a nice yogurty consistency, but not, you know, it's not as thick or as dense as you would get from a brush load, is what I'm saying. See, it's not as thick and as dense, but it's there. So, you know, don't throw away that last little bit of soap, I think is what the lesson is here, because you can still get a lot of lather from it. So I don't think the density is as good as you would get from a brush load. Loading some soap, loading your brush with some soap right from the tub with a little bit of water. Yeah, just a little bit of bloom water will give you this kind of lather. Look how much lather I have here from all that bloom water. It took a while to get it. You know, so again, I'm thinking maybe use a little less water on the soap puck, let that drink up some of that soap, pour that into a lathering bowl a little less, and I think maybe I cut my time in half in generating the lather, and I'll probably have a good amount of lather too. Maybe not as much here, but I'll have some good lather, and maybe if I agitate it for the same amount of time, maybe it'll be a little more dense, a little creamier, a little more yogurty, but this is pretty darn good. This is pretty darn good. So there you have it. Making a lather from nothing but bloom water. It works, folks. Give it a try. I'm going to vary the recipe a little bit. I'm going to let it sit on the soap puck for, again, a good 10 minutes, about the equivalent of a hot shower. And then I'm going to use half that amount of water on the soap puck and then pour that into a lathering bowl and see what I get. But I'm not going to put that much water on top of the soap puck, just enough to kind of a thin layer to cover it, and then use that to build a lather. And I think I'm going to get a good lather. Maybe it'll come out a little thicker than this, a little creamier, but boy, this is still pretty darn good. The density, it lacks that little bit of density that you would get. It does that, not that little bit of density. It lacks a lot of density actually, but it's pretty good. It's pretty good. I think it's much more dense when you do a brush load from the tub and just load that soap up on that brush. Absolutely. But this was pretty darn good, and I think Sterling was a good soap to test this on, tallow-based soap. All right, that's it. Thanks very much for tuning in again. I really do appreciate it. Please share, please subscribe, please like. Hit that bell so it'll give you a yell the next time I upload a video. Comment below. Let me know. Check out all the wonderful artisan soap makers and sellers that you see displayed on the bottom of the screen right now. They make and offer some wonderful artisan shave soap. They also offer some wonderful wet shaving gear to enhance your traditional wet shave. The next time you're online, please take a moment, pay them a visit. I sure would appreciate it. Thank you very much. Also, check out my Amazon product page at amazon.com/shop/MarkZerati, where you'll find all the Amazon listed products that I review on this channel, organized and categorized so you can find everything in a snap very easily. Thanks very much for tuning in again. I really do appreciate it. I'll see you again real soon.